So if she actually somehow saw this, which I don't think
Or
she
listened
watched
to
or
it.
listened to it, and like DM'd and was like, I want to come on to redeem myself, you'd actually go, all right, fine.
Don't choke again. Ball is in your court.
Oh, real quick. I mean, this doesn't even have to stay in, but so you like the intro? The new intro with like the funny pictures and stuff that I threw in there?
People, right at the top, get down in the comments. Let Derek know if you like the new intro. Let him know if you like to see me shirtless. I'll fucking Burt pod it one time, and you guys can see me in all my pasty glory.
And people should know that the bit of that is bad impressions. That's why the paper falls out. But that was when we didn't have Titty Cup. We might need to retake that with the glorious Titty Cup.
That was when we thought the Titty Cup had met its demise.
But it had only gone missing.
I feel like everybody's done that. You've broken a dish or a picture frame or something, and you were like, I don't want to deal with the consequences of breaking this item, so I'm just going to sweep it up, throw it in the trash, and no one will know.
No.
You say nothing. As long as it's not an urn with someone ashes in it. So what if the person goes,
oh, wait, have you seen my favorite mug?
Well, that's the dilemma. Because at that point, you have two choices, okay? You either cop to it and you say, you know what? It was on the edge of the counter and I wasn't paying attention, knocked her off, oopsie. Hopefully your grandma didn't like hand spin that mug on a clay turning wheel. Or you lie. But then you're committed to the lie for eternity. And as you and I both know, because we have, fuck it, you know what? I'll let you behind the curtain because I don't think she even watches or listens anymore.
No, you're not going to air this out right now.
Absolutely. I don't give a fuck. This is a part of the honesty process. I'm doing it a little late now because this was probably almost 2 years ago. Oh, yeah. No, here. No. So in the early days of the pod, okay, this is a perfect example.
She watches this,
of what then fuck it. I'm sorry. But this is a perfect example of what I was just talking about. So we're going to own it. We're going to be the example. We're going to lead by example.
But now we're giving it up. We're giving up the lie. I thought you just said the lie needs to be forever. So now
if
we're
ever there was a scenario to give up the lie, it's for content. Yeah. Because we're little internet whores, dude. We got to tell people all our secrets and hope that they pay attention.
Fuck. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Proceed, dude. I will allow it.
In the early days of the pod, and still to this day, although I don't know, how that has evolved. Well, we have had support from friends, people that we know personally who would watch and or listen, give us a little feedback, add some, when we've had episodes where we've asked people for questions, they've emailed us or texted us or DM'd us or whatever and participated, and we love that. I appreciate you. So, things have kind of evolved. We're trying to get more serious with this. We obviously, at this point, if you can't tell, are locking in more to just me and him doing our thing again as it was originally intended to be, and kind of thinning out the guests a little bit.
Get back to our roots. But we like having some guests on, but we just want to go back to the roots of the good old days of just me and him shooting the shit and having fun, and guests will just be sprinkled in. Because we were getting at a point where it was like every week was a guest.
It was. And we were hitting it hard, dude.
Yeah,
exhausting.
It's just too much. And it's like we don't need to be a show that needs to have a guest every week, and I appreciate you guys for showing up and supporting us.
But once again, for the quiet watchers, my Uncle Jim said that, I don't know if he was watching or listening. He should watch this shit at the firehouse with all the firefighters. He said that they're filthy. They're not as filthy as us in construction. You couldn't hold a candle to us ever. I swear to God. But say some shit. Comment. Weigh in on this.
Agreed.
Get in there. Talk to us. Get in there. So anyways, we've had, honestly, I will speak on this. I will say to anyone who's trying to do anything creative or on the internet or things where you kind of need people to show up and support, keep those expectations down low. Am I wrong?
Sadly, you're not.
Yeah.
People that you thought would show up for you and support, they don't. And then some people surprise you, and you're like, "Oh, thank you so much."
Nah,
but
it's cool both ways.
It's cool, but it is unfortunate. But I guess that's one of those ways that, like, when you reach a certain level of certain things and moments in life, I guess you weed out like the fake friends or the more acquaintances, kind of, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, everyone has their reasons. Not everybody gets painted with the same brush, but I would just say, like, if you're doing something like that, support others. If you have friends,
nothing, it's your friends. Yeah. So like, be like, hey, you know what? That's cool that you're finally doing this. And if it just literally takes me to just click a button and watch something for less than an hour, even if I have it running somewhere else, like, I'm going to do that. I just don't think I don't know. There's no excuses for that, in my opinion, if you're a friend. Agreed.
Support your friends. If they're doing things, support your friends. If they're building, like, you know, vintage Ferraris that cost, like, you know, $300,000, maybe you're not going to be supporting that business. You know what I'm saying? But like, within reason, you know, if you can show up for people and show them your support. Honestly, once again, Joneel, Tracy, Johnny, you've been a new guy getting in there. Ricky, we saw you in a live recently. Thank you to all of you. You guys make this fun. Anthony, shout out to Anthony.
Yeah, we love having you guys in the live chat. Yeah. It's cool. It's like really fun, actually, because to me too, as like someone that edits it, and it's even for Kyle, like when he watches, he doesn't know what the episode's going to fully like look and the fun things that I'm going to add. So it's cool for me to see like live reaction and live chats of people who are like, oh, that moment did pop up. I thought it would, or like
the validation. Thank you for feeding us.
The validation. And then also like the conversations. We have fun little side conversations in there. So thanks for being in there, and like tell people about it, and let's like keep growing the live community, because it is cool. It's fun.
And now at this point, we are still just deep in the grinding phase. So like really that is the best form of payment that you could give us. A lot of the people mentioned have bought merch and stuff, and we also appreciate that. But damn, just showing up for us just for is the coolest shit ever. Cool. We love it.
And it means a lot. You know, it costs you nothing, and we'll give you laughs.
So we have a family friend. I'm not going to get too deep into this. Her and I dated when we were much younger. She's married with kids. It's all good. There's no weird shit going on. Derek's making a face. There's no weird shit. Everything's fine. So she was one of the early, like, big time supporters of the pod, and she wanted to come on. We have had countless people tell us that they want to come on the podcast, and some people have gotten the nod and gotten to come on. I mean, it is a trial by fire, because I feel like a lot of people think this shit is simple. It is not.
It is not.
So she came on, and
this was for like a fun Halloween episode too. That's the funny part. So we were all dressed up and ready to do the spear. I think we had a couple drinks before.
Yeah, right? And this was before we had really kind of found ourselves. There was glimpses of it in there, but we were doing more of like an interview format, which, like, for me, there's so many people. I mean, it's an easy thing to fall into when you're podcasting, into like essentially like, hey, good morning America,
tell us about how you became a Bubba.
Where are you from? What's your dog's name? Like all that shit. And it's just like nobody gives a fuck about that. We can give you, I'm sorry, like your job when you get invited to be a guest on a podcast is
to bring some funny topics.
Correct. To make it
engage, come into the conversation with us, give us your opinions on shit, and just be in the conversation. You know what I mean? But we were even in the white background, the office. We were brand new.
There have been growing phases of this.
I feel like we weren't even that many episodes in. We had to be like maybe 10 in, maybe 15-ish. I feel like, because we started in like
summer,
June, right?
Yeah. It was definitely like early double digits,
like Halloween. So it was like early double digits. But anyways, so we were willing to have friends on. So,
but yeah, when you go to podcasts, like, it's cool to promote yourself and to kind of talk about your life, but like nobody wants to sit there and fucking listen to that. Let's be honest. True. Especially if you're on the audio side right now, if you're an audio listener, you want things that engage you and interest you, not like, it's not disrespectful either. It's like, I just don't really know who this person is, and unless they tell you a story first where you're like, oh damn, that is interesting. Yeah. You got to draw people in before you're giving them your fucking biography.
Well, yeah, and if you're also not like, it's hard reality. If you're not a celebrity or famous person or professional athlete or something, like people want to hear about those, but like an everyday person, they usually sadly just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who this
Case
person is.
in point, though, the one guest spot that we've done so far on Molly Stewart's pod, I went the fuck off.
Oh, dude, you crushed it, dude.
Now it's so very NSFW. Uncle Jim, if you're watching, play that shit at the firehouse. I'll have Derek throw up like a little picture and a link to that shit. Yeah. Play that at the firehouse. But I went off, dude. But that's like your job is to be entertaining. So, anyways, it's like it's tough when you're having guests on because you really have to rely on the fact that like you're like, ooh, I hope they don't freeze up or they aren't nervous. Like hopefully it'll just flow. We'll find things to talk about, and usually we do. And I feel like a lot of that is kind of our gift is you just let us in your brain a little bit and we just kind of swim around
fun
in there.
Adventures and it's great because I love hearing when like guests after the fact are like, wow, that was a lot of fun, or you even hear some go, whoa, we've been talking already for an hour, like they're like, that went by so fast. And that's like the greatest compliment because it's like, yeah, man, we're good at this shit. Like all of a sudden you're in a conversation, we're having a good time, you forget that about all this
we
shit.
Are a verbal roller coaster.
We are
so
our adventures are fun.
We had a friend. We did the no name thing in the whole like pegging situation. So I'm name dropping this time. I'm dropping names of bad dates and people who have ghosted me and all kinds of shit. I'm coming for you. So her name's Cassie. We go way back. So this podcast does not go well. It is super tough. Like she's dude, a deer in the headlight.
So in the beginning, and I wish we still had the footage, dude. When I turned the camera on, dude, it was just like
she looked at the camera like it had a gun pointed at her, dude. The look on her face, that shit looked like an Al-Qaeda hostage video. It was insane. Her face was so fucking like terrified, like, oh.
Dude, and it's like what makes us so good is we'll lob like stories or like an intro to a story that we know you're going to tell or like a funny moment, like lob you the ball to spike that shit. And dude, every time we try to get like a cool story out of her, just like, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, It's
I mean,
like, what?
Once again, you got to show up to play.
Fuck. Like, talk about the story. Like, give us the fucking details. Like, intertwine. Like, make your story colorful and fun. And it was just like, I just got drunk. And it's just like, oh my God. Fuck.
So, we record the episode. It doesn't go well. We've had a couple of these that were stinkers that just did not make the air. Because honestly, I feel like, to be perfectly frank with you, not all episodes are like, oh my God, amazing. Then we have some that like we just really enjoy and we can't wait for you guys to see them. And then there's some shit where like when you've been doing this long enough and you put so much effort into it, you're like, nope. Delete.
You know what? I'll even give a little more insight. We had like a crazy moment. Oh, we got to plug that in. We had like a crazy moment. You can handle it, right? Get in there.
Continue. It's just halfway plugged in. Go.
We even had a moment where we went in so hard on an episode and it was like super intense. And I was like, that might sway us like a certain lane of like podcast world. Member.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if we can even air that one, dude. Because it was just very like heavily opinionated on like certain things that you're normally like, ooh, it's kind of taboo to talk about. You remember?
I mean, honestly, to like peel back the curtain a little more, I feel like a lot of people, I am not political. I do not vote. I've talked about that shit at length. I've been shamed for it. Whatever. It is what it is. It was what a lot of people would probably consider, very right wing or traditional, speaking on like the traditional family and stuff. And it's just like, that is a part, like on one foot, like we want you guys to get in our brain and kind of like understand how we think and laugh with us and share these stories. And then like there's another side where it's like, certain things and feelings you have, like you're allowed to have. We were talking about morals on the last one, and my mother, there was a lot of shit about that I did that she didn't care for a lot, and I was her son, and she still loved me to death. You know what I'm saying? But it's like there's certain things where it's like you just need to keep them to yourself, or it's just too divisive where like people would be upset and then they wouldn't want to listen to you anymore because they're like, oh, I don't. Certain things, I don't know. I'm just not that kind of person. Unless you're trying to shove an opinion down my throat, I can be like, okay, that's what you believe. That's fine.
Yeah.
Unless you're a flat earther. Fuck you. The earth is round.
But honestly, like I'll even go with this, and I think this is a powerful thing, is I think having a difference of a opinion is what makes fucking America so great. And I feel like sadly we've gotten away from that because there was a beauty in like, hey, you feel this way, I feel that way. Sometimes we can have discussions and even learn shit that you might not even have known. And even if at the end of the day, if we still disagreed, we have a fucking beer and hang out and be friends, because it's like, that's fine to have that opinion, buddy, and that's cool. Like, I don't give a fuck. But nowadays, you get attacked. You know what I'm saying? You're an enemy.
That's the problem with the public discourse is it's so hateful and vitriolic and it's made to divide people. Where just like, honestly, there are many people, because I feel like for the most part, even if some people, we consider ourselves more like solitary people. You and I are really close. We hang out all the fucking time. But you have groups. You have groups of people that you know. Sometimes some of them intermingle. Sometimes they don't. But like, I have like a massive variety of different lifestyles, races, religions, all that shit. And like, I just try to be respectful of all of that. Like you said, we don't have to agree on everything, but it's like all the news. That's why I don't watch the news shit anymore,
because it just gets depressing, dude. It's just dark.
But it's also just like, the funny thing is, it's like, my dad is the sweetest, kindest man, and he always wants to help people. He is just a super nice person, but he's really into the politics and the news. Now, I will say he just mainly hates rich billionaire cocksuckers who avoid consequences because they're rich.
I feel like this is old man shit, though, because I will say this, and I love you, Dad, so much, but he didn't give a shit.
Greg's taking some shots.
He didn't give a shit about like politics and news, and then I feel like one day he got to a certain age and he was Mr. fucking, raw news channel, fire away. And
Fuck, it's that Fox News heroin, dude. Makes you angry as a white man, and then if you have an energy drink, watch out. You're about to correct the political system.
It's like you get so old at some point, you start to have this weird fucking care for like news channels. I don't want to be that guy, dude. I don't want to turn into that.
We will never be that guy. And also, Greg, I was gonna send you some Magic Mind, and now none for you.
He loves it, dude. Actually, he loves it. It works really well for him.
Fine.
I gave him the thing, but whatever. Anyways.
Okay. God damn it. We got to bring it back around. So we had Cassie on. This episode just didn't go well.
It was just
we were really trying to draw her into conversation. Derek was off cam. That was like classic
the old school. Yeah. I was like
off cam.
Producer Derek only. Just
There'll never be another episode where your goddamn face isn't on it, Derek. And you don't have a choice. I don't care if you're a burn victim. You will sit there.
I don't want that to ever happen.
Looking like a keloid earthworm.
No, I remember that moment, dude. That's cool. Like, I think that's one thing we'll kind of just like, we'll do a little quick thing in the episodes because I think it's fun. I came up with the idea that I think for the 100th episode, we can pick maybe certain cool moments in our history that you really loved, like from an episode or like something we talked about, and just rehash like a story each. Not like a full, but like a little summary of like, hey, this was one of my moments in the pod, and just kind of go from, hey, we're there to here now. How do you feel about that?
Is this staying in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. I'm fine with that. That's great.
Isn't that kind of nice?
Okay.
But anyway, so
it's really nice. Do you want a hug? We could hug.
No, but I think that's kind of nice because it just shows that we went from, even talking about this story, we went from just the dream of it to like in a little office to now we have a legit studio. Like, we are still growing. We had some.
We're doing it. I am pot committed, as they say in the motherfucking poker community.
It's just cool. But back to the story. We're trying to pull teeth from her. It wasn't working.
The episode didn't go well. I felt bad because she was super enthusiastic about doing it.
Correct.
He and I knew immediately. Trash can. Goodbye. Like, we are not airing this shit, dude. And I'm not shitting on her. But I'm just saying, like, she froze up. It sucks. It's one of those unfortunate, like, unless I was talking about it right now, nobody would know about this.
But you have to get to the lie.
So I'm a piece of shit.
Because we did not tell her this.
So at the time, we're doing it in Derek's office. So I walk her out to her car, and I'm just like, hey, thanks for coming. That was fun. Get her in the car. She immediately was kind of like, I could tell even she knew it didn't go great. But also, I'm just being super positive and ultra gaslighty and super friendly and just being like, hey, it was cool. Thanks for coming.
I think she even said she wanted to come on again.
Probably to try to erase the sins of the past, but I don't know. That's a tall order because it was not good.
The deer in the headlights shit was crazy. To the point that right when we looked at each other, we were like, we have to fucking
So we did. outside, and Derek's just standing there waiting for me silently. It's like somebody who's about to tell you that someone you love died. That was the look that he had. He just was kind of like sitting there. He had like his hands together, and I'm like,
because even in the early days, the shit's got to. I felt like we had to really be like as good as possible right out the gate, dude. So I'm like, we can't have.
He was
like, some
staring at the computer monitor in the office, which was like the opposite direction from us. And I was like, oh, so you know this is bad too, because you don't even want to look over at the crime scene over here, dude. So
you got me doing that, dude. I was just like, I'm not even gonna watch the fucking. This is bad.
So we had to scramble a little bit. We ended up recording a Halloween episode, which was super funny.
It was still great.
Your mom bought that cool little. Honestly, we'll bring that back out for Halloween. Your mom bought that cool little tree with the little like different characters from horror movies.
I love
decorations,
it. Yeah.
dope as shit.
It's awesome.
And we ripped a nice little Halloween episode.
Super cool thing.
So obviously, we couldn't release that without me telling her that her episode was not happening. So what we had to do is I had to go, hey.
Can we talk about how bad her outfit was?
Why was her outfit bad?
Dude, it was like a terrible zombie, dude. It was like the face paint, like half, like it was.
I think at the time she listened on Spotify. Is your address listed? Like,
I don't think
she's
so.
gonna fucking show up and just knock you out for shitting on her outfit too. It wasn't great. To be fair, my face was painted green and I did like the Frankenstein bolts. It was fucking terrible. That was another part of that just made it even motherfucking worse, is that the little makeup shit I tried to do for our stupid Halloween episode didn't even stay on my face. I was like, oh, this was doomed from the start. We couldn't even get the VFX right.
With green paint on your face.
It's fucking so terrible.
I didn't even think about that. That's even worse. So not only are you dying on the inside, but you have fucking face paint on.
So anyways, there came the time where I had to tell her that it wasn't going to get uploaded. But obviously, because I'm not trying to hurt her feelings, and if you want to call me a bitch for doing that, then whatever. I feel
like there is some kind of niceness to it, though, because you just want to let them down,
dude.
nicely,
I don't care. Fuck it. I guess I could have done the brutal honesty thing. I just try to spare people of that because, like, coming from me, most people don't like it. Like, I guess I'm too aggressive or forward because, like, some people look at me and I'm like, ooh, okay, so we put a little too much pepper in the eggs for you there. That was a lot.
Yeah.
So I was trying to soften the blow. So I was like, at the time we were only using one camera. Now we have the two. Boom, boom. Derek and post. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Fucking do it, Derek.
Evil strokes.
Just put an epilepsy warning right at the top of the episode. So we only had the one camera angle. So this was an easier thing to cop to at the time. So I just hit her with, hey, the card on the camera fucked up and the video was corrupted, so we don't have it. But now I'm trying to figure out if I really went for it and was like, well, we could record another one in the future. I don't think I did.
I don't think you did. Yeah, because I think she asked a couple times.
So dozens of fucking times she's done it because there's social gatherings where we're around one another. And she always brings this shit up and she's like, hey, like, it was bad, right? And like you just decided you weren't going to use it. Like, it wasn't fucked up. Like, she brought this up so many times and I have held fast on not letting it out.
I had to watch it like in person. Like he would go, yeah, it's unfortunate it didn't work.
He fucking hung me out to dry. I looked to him to potentially get a cosign and he just turned around. He's like, nope, you're not bringing me into this. Nope. Not me. Now, I respect it because one of us had to do it, and honestly, like, you didn't say it to her. So as far as she knows, I'm the only one who said it. So I respect it, but also you could have joined me in Liveville really quick, and even like she wouldn't have believed it even then.
To like a drink or something. I was like, goodbye. Dude, I think she knew. It was bad. I'm so sorry, but it is fucking hilarious.
Whatever.
Though.
Cassie, if you still listen, like, no hate. And honestly,
it's not a hate thing. It's just unfortunately like people think this is super easy and come on and you freeze up.
If you listen to and or watch this and you want to come back on and you can even just be just shit on me and Derek, I will allow it. You can just come in here and go full rage mode. As long as you don't break anything, I will allow it. I'm going to throw that out there because I feel like that's fair because we lightly slammed her.
You would let her. So if she actually somehow saw this, which I don't think she listened to it, and like DM'd and was like, I want to come on to redeem myself, you'd actually go, all right, fine.
Don't fucking choke again. Ball is in your court. I don't have to fucking say that to you. I don't have to worry about
what
you.
What if it ends up eating shit again? Are you just straight up telling
It's going on. No. It's going on YouTube come hell or high water because this episode's going on YouTube. So just know, if you accept that challenge, you have free reign to be a massive bitch to me and Derek. But also, if you eat shit.
Oh, dude.
A couple hundred people will probably see it.
That episode, dude, that episode would be so much more motherfucking gold if she just died again, dude.
You're a fucking savage, Derek. Wow.
Because as a fan, I would just be like, oh, she's eating shit again.
Joe Neal, weigh in, like... How we feeling, boys?
Savage.
The gauntlet has been thrown. Yeah. Like that's almost like a remove the glove, slap on the face, throw the glove on the ground type scenario. That's fucking insane.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, in all seriousness, no hate for that. It just didn't do well. That's only happened a couple of times. I mean, honestly, me and him have a great track record. There have been some episodes where
there's ones
we just knew they were potentially going to be underwhelming, but also there's just moments that are also great. Maybe not the whole thing is great, but like there are moments in there that are pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I would say with full certainty, if you watch our catalog of stuff, there's not an episode.
Get in our Cadillac and watch our catalog in our Cadillac.
I'm not disappointed in anything we put out. Like I could stand by every single episode that we put out and say it's unique and fun in its own way, and it's funny and
there are some that just like.
The one just recently, dude, was just fire. The 50 or 50 to me was like top tier podcasting. So sometimes we just get in those fucking pockets, dude, and you're just like, ooh, this is...
Even the pegging shit is hilarious. How did we randomly get upon pegging? That was not in the notes. No. That was not in the notes.
Oh, shit, dude. That was wild.
But it was funny. I mean, shit, we're good at this shit.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'll do it forever. I ain't never gonna stop. Yeah. Have you ever had... You're a big ocean guy. Are you just like a wildlife guy in general? Would you say you enjoy nature? When you get out in some really beautiful wilderness, do you just take it in and breathe? When we went to Joshua Tree, we went on that sick hike. We were shirtless on top of the mountain. I was thick and pasty up there.
What's sick about that hike is it was intense, and I'm not even a big hiker, but I did think what you're hiking to is cool. It's like an old like Indian reservation spot that has palm trees out in the middle of nowhere, and you can tell it probably used to be some type of lake or something.
It would have been. Cool. It would be way sicker if it was like in an oasis and there was water, but also there'd probably be a bunch of dirty ass hippies swimming around in that shit. So it's probably better that there isn't water.
Yeah, but it was cool. But no, I don't know. There's like certain scenarios I don't love being in. Like I don't love camping. I'm just not a big camper. I don't want to be in a tent in an uncomfortable
No. But the hiking thing where you get to go out somewhere, like okay, would you glamp? Like if we could rent like a pretty sick RV and have a little mobile base station and then go out and do hikes and fun shit during the day.
It's kind of similar to that, like getting a nice Airbnb. But I like being the comfort. But hey, let's go on an adventure too.
You wouldn't even do the RVs. Like no. Airbnb. Airbnb. I don't want to shit in a plastic toilet.
Some RVs are sick though, so I don't know. Maybe if it was sick, but no, I would say to me, I love the ocean the most. But if you were to say, hey, do you like seeing things and going on adventures? I do like that. Yes, I like. So I will say, I've been to Fiji. That was where I had my honeymoon with my ex-wife, and it was one of the sickest vacations we ever did because we did the overwater bungalow.
We should do a buddy moon to Fiji. I'm totally down for. Other than the flight,
dude, the flight's brutal, but it's like unreal. Like it really does not feel like you were on Earth anymore.
I'm gonna tranquilize myself for that flight.
Oh, I did. I did a lot of Xanax, dude, and it only knocked me out for 6 hours. And then I was like, I have 6 more to go, dude.
Derek sanded up.
I did, dude. I fucking took 2 of them, dude, to fucking try to knock me out. And then I took a third,
that
dude. And
sucks. And it didn't just kill you all the way.
Only 6 hours. So I was like, okay. And the way I fly is I time shit by movies. So I was like, all right, only 3 movies. I gotta get through 3 fucking movies, dude. And it is brutal. But getting there, it is like the ultimate. But the reason I'm saying this is our first idea we're going to go to
pod in Fiji, manifesting, just putting it out there.
Do that, absolutely. Or even just any sick ass Oasis Island. Anyways, one of our first locations before doing Fiji was to do a safari in South Africa. Like that was
nope. No. Because there are giant creatures that would just kill you.
Yeah,
you'd be treated exactly like a medium-sized steak and or a pet chew toy.
It's usually pretty safe. I mean, you have to take a shot for malaria so you don't get it from the mosquitoes. It is insane, but I would have thought it would have been epic to see that. You can't tell me though, if somehow they could tell you that you'd be for sure safe. You don't think that would be sick as fuck though, to really see like the wild and like animals in their fucking actual like living and fucking chasing each other, and nature's just brutal.
Well, why are you adding the chasing each other part? I don't want that. So I would say the one experience that I think would be sick, and I don't know what part of the world this in, but I have seen videos of people that go with guides and they go like near where gorillas.
That's Africa. So that's in Africa.
Well, I mean, Africa is the biggest continent in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, you go to the Congo.
So there's a lot of places in Africa.
Yeah.
Not trying to go to a war-torn country, but I've seen a bunch of videos of people where
that wouldn't frighten you though, dude.
Oh, it would be terrifying, but also these guides like know what you're supposed to do because like essentially this is why I like these motherfuckers so much. Bear would come or gorilla would come second on my list of like anamorph capability.
Okay.
Bear or gorilla.
Yeah, I think it's sick.
Is like if you behave appropriately around them, they will not kill you. You have to know that like at any moment they can kill you.
You don't stare at it, I think, too, right?
No.
I don't think it's a challenge.
No, but the guide, correct. The guides tell you exactly how to behave, but sometimes they'll come up and they'll touch you because they're curious, but like they're not to be fucked with, but they're not an outwardly hostile animal. Yeah. As long as you're not doing anything that upsets them, like you're good. So that would be crazy just to be like within eye line of them, because I have been that close to a bear.
Oh.
When I went to not like
where you were like, fuck for my life, like scared.
I felt that way, but still, we were like way good. We were waiting at a like outdoor train station in Alaska. Okay,
did you do like a cruise or something, or did you just go out there?
This was right after Caitlin graduated college.
Okay.
So it was her college cruise. Alaska, admittedly, is an old people cruise. It was hella funny because anyone under the age of 30, there was like maybe like a couple dozen. We all met at the same bar on the cruise ship to drink.
That's cool.
At night, which the sun was still up because it was summer in Alaska. But it was hella funny. It's an old people cruise. But we went on this cruise to celebrate my sister graduating university. So it was, I guess there's 2 ways you can do it. You can do the little train trip first and then do the cruise. Or you can do cruise first, train second. We did cruise first, train second. So
I don't know the way you said train.
While they have this tourist trade in Alaska, there's wolves, there's bears, There's all kinds of shit out there.
What?
So, like, you're kind of safe, but also you need to keep your wits about you and be paying attention.
I don't think people realize how fucking big wolves are, too. Like, actual wolves, dude.
Know
they're like,
the
oh, they look like
danger.
dogs. Like, no, dude. They're like freaking...
Correct. They're like 4 foot at the shoulder.
Yeah, dude.
And if they were standing on their hind legs, they'd just be like towering over
Yeah.
you. A wolf could eat Shaq in a single meal, no problem. Shaq reference for scale.
But you knew this going into it? Like, did they warn you, like, hey, like, dangers of
Correct,
wildlife?
but a lot of these are more populated areas, but they just tell you, like, so basically what you're supposed to do is bear, make yourself look big. Okay? You're supposed to kind of like, because generally with the bear, they're either trying to find an easy kill and eat or protect their young.
Yep.
In this situation, 2 adorable fluffy baby bears just come dawdling out of the woods and like near the train tracks. So all of these tourists are like, pictures, adorable, and they're moving in. Dad and I fucking lock in and look at one another and we're like, mama bear's close. Time to fucking move. So we get my mom and my sister and we go into the interior part of the train station. And Dad and I stand like in front of the doors because about 10 seconds after we got behind those doors, Mama Bear comes out and she was a giant fucking grizzly, dude. This was humbling. When you see an animal like that up close, you're like, oh, like you stand no chance.
None. Like literally,
like you are
that's
at
why
its
they
mercy.
Say, that's why in that one thing they say you just play dead and just hope it just.
But also they're still just gonna fuck you up,
dude. Yeah, and,
so
there's nothing you can do about it. That is frightening because it's like if it wasn't for our intelligence and technology, we are very bottom on the food chain. Like,
but that's what gets us there is like our brain.
Yeah,
like
because it's like
have
that
to build.
it's that good old thing where they say like, what animal could you fight in a like hand-to-hand combat? And it's like not much. Maybe a small dog or cat, but you're still gonna get fucked up a little bit. But even
and
like
a medium-sized dog with spirit is gonna
a pit bull is gonna kill you. That's what I'm saying. So like we don't like you could beat a fish maybe because it can't move around, but we don't. So my point is. That shit's scary, dude. So I'm not trying to be around that shit either because you're like, oh, you just gotta
get a
hope
gun.
That this thing
you gotta have a fucking gun, kid. Like get a gun.
But and the thing about animals that like I love animals, but make them so like dreading is because they're just like they don't have them. They'll soullessly eat you a lot. Like there is no like, oh, I feel bad or like, does this hurt him? Like no, it's like no, I'm killing you and I don't care and this is delicious for me. That's all I care about.
Yum.
Yeah.
Just
yeah. So it's like fuck.
And
so,
you're.
But is there? Yeah, dude, it's fucking dark.
Fucking worst case scenario. So there was that.
But where like people like now, do the other tourists are they seeing this now and like freaking out? Because I feel like freaking out is also not good because now it makes the bear like highly like freak out.
These people
right?
were fucking idiots. So now she's kind of like coming up and she's standing up, and I'm like, oh fuck. The timing for these people was perfect because now the train starts coming in. The conductor sees this giant bear and just starts going whoop whoop on the horn. She looks at the train and goes, time to roll, and kind of like looks at the babies and they leave. And I was like, that
could have ended bad, dude.
Oh yeah, this was like 16 years ago. I don't even think I had a good enough camera phone to capture the carnage if Mama Bear decided to reap some justice.
That would be
but
intense,
it was insane,
dude.
We also saw a moose just fuck a car up because it was in the middle of the road. Oh yeah, fuck the car up like bah!
Like a parked car or like they were driving or what? I don't.
We were so one of
crazy,
my sister's friends. Her name is Jody. They traveled abroad to Spain when my sister did a semester abroad, and that's how they became friends. So her family invited us to come to their home. These people were the shit. Because they knew we were in Alaska. So we went with her to a Native American, I don't know if it was an actual reservation, but it was like a museum. They showed the different kinds of structures that they lived in. It's impressive for somebody that works in construction to see what they did out of just like very basic materials and the ingenuity that they had. It is impressive. Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So we're leaving the Indian reservation / museum. And there's this giant, once again, it's one of those things where like you see them on TV and you're like, that's big. But then when you see it in your person, you're like, holy fuck, Like that's
I've heard mooses are like giant,
huge,
like they're actually like they look like they're out of a horror movie giant. Like they make a horse look small.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
like that's once again we're gonna go with the Shaq reference. Shaq could be standing next to it, and you wouldn't be able to see his head over the back of the moose because they are tall.
Yeah.
Because the rule is, like I was getting to, you try to scare bears off, but they say with the moose, you want to create distance and you want to get the fuck away because the moose does not care. You will not scare them, especially if they have children around. They will just they're gonna kill you because because wolves kill their young. So they are just overtly aggressive with anything near them, and they want you to get away. But they also, because we were in Anchorage, Alaska, they will. But at a certain point, once they feel like they have chased you off far enough, they'll leave you alone. But that's the problem is
they're faster than us too, right?
Probably, yeah, probably. And how much cardio do you do? Because I am not running for a long period of time. Yeah. That's why I have a deep respect for nature, and I'm like, oop, I need to give you space. Like you're higher on the food chain than me. Get away from you. Oh, it was funny. They took me and Dad fishing. This was fun, but every other time of fishing, fuck fishing. I hate fishing. Fishing is the worst shit ever. They took us out. They caught a wild halibut. Do you know what a halibut looks like?
Don't they kind of look like silver and kind of like big, like they're bigger fish?
But they're big and round.
Correct. They're like
flat.
Yeah, correct.
They're fucking enormous. So when you land one of these things, you want to kill it because basically you have to tow it to where you're going and then drag it out of the water and then you cut it up so you can eat it. So you don't want to drag this thing living and go, hey, come on, bitch. Like, we're going to come kill you and cut you up. You want to be like a decent person. So what they do, and I had no fucking idea, and I'm a gun guy too, so I don't really panic when I see somebody pull out a firearm, especially when we're in the wilds of Alaska. But they caught one and they brought it up right beside the boat, and I was like, oh shit, that's dope. Then to kill the fish humanely, they pull out a gun and just bang, just smoke it Soprano style in the water.
Jesus.
So you're going to kill it and eat it. Do you want this thing to dread the rest of its existence as you're dragging it to shore?
Yeah, it's a human.
But also it's insane. Like you would be like, whoa, like, oh, pulled out the what the hell's his name? Dirty Harry, and just was like, dude. Bow. Yeah, that's not crazy. The 9, the 44 Magnum. Blasted that motherfucker. That's what you need for a bear. You gotta have the big guns.
Doesn't blowing the hole in it it's not bad for the meat or something though?
No.
Just the head. And
apparently,
the head.
You would never.
No,
I hope we never get into like a saw contraption where like you have to eat sushi because we will be dead.
Oh, it'll be tough, dude.
But with certain fish, I think I don't know if that's universal for all fish. I'm not a pescatarian or a fishmonger or whatever the fuck you call them. I don't know.
Fishmonger.
I'm not a fish catcher. None of the above.
Yeah, I'm not that either. I fished once and I was doing it in the wind and I was catching like 3 fish in a row. And then the guy got mad and he's like, son, would you piss in the wind? Then why are you fishing in the wind?
But you were catching shit.
But I was catching shit, but he made me go to the other side, and guess what? We stopped catching stuff. So it's like, well, if I knew I was going to catch a bunch of stuff and food, then sometimes you got to piss in the wind and just dodge the pee. You know what I'm saying?
You got hustled out of the good spot.
I did, dude. I think I did. But he didn't go to that spot either, though. He was on the other side, too, and we were all just sitting there, and I'm just like, this seems
Fishing
weird.
is so fucking...
I think he was mad because he wasn't catching shit.
Yeah,
this little
fuck
kid
that.
just comes up.
I don't know how anybody gets any joy out of sitting there with a reel and going...
It's so boring.
Let's see if they bite. And you fucking roll it in, you throw it out again. Fuck you. Fuck fishing. I hate it so much. So goddamn boring. Dog shit ass.
Dude, the fact there's even competitions for it.
Fish doesn't even taste that good. We got cows. I'd eat a fucking pigeon first.
I think fish like taste the same because they'll have like mercury and shit. Isn't there like a universal, like a pretty similar
You've never had a fucking fish, Derek. Don't sit here and lie to people.
Once. I ate a salmon once at a
you
bar.
had one salmon. So off of the one salmon, you're going to be like, they all taste the same. They don't. Spoiler alert. They fucking don't, dude. You're insane for claiming that.
But it's like the mercury in the water. I've heard that. There's mercury in fish, so like it gives it the same taste.
Take that hat off. Is there tinfoil on underneath that?
Why? You haven't heard that?
Yeah, there's mercury in the fucking water. Pretty much everything we consume on this planet is slowly killing us and or morphing us and evolving us. Like, honestly, if we're being real, I feel like I have evolved and I have become like a higher form or being. Like, I've taken damage and like I get fucked up. My body like heals super fast. I'm like a much like
dude. The
lesser
easiest
Wolverine.
reference though, truly, is look at athletes from even 1980s to now. It's insane, dude. Like human beings are getting more. Like the athletes are getting.
It's
faster,
also like
stronger,
steroids
bigger.
and like what you're eating and stuff.
I know, but they are, dude. They're getting bigger, stronger,
people are
faster.
sciencing that shit. Yeah. Man, one time, my mother loved taking family vacations. Historically, family vacations are fun, and there's some core memories there. But a lot of times, the older you get, the more you fight on vacations. And then it's not fun because you're like, I'm stuck with these fucking people.
Yeah.
My mother loved family vacations, even like deep into our adulthood, which I could appreciate it.
I mean, the thing is, I didn't have a sibling, so like I never really like, to be honest, my family vacations, my family's very small. It's just like my mom and dad would be fun. But I feel like siblings, they would fight, because I went with a family before, it was a brother and a sister, and they get into it, and that's why your family vacations are kind of shitty. Mine, I was the only child. They were like full of love.
Who was the brother and sister? Are you talking about us going to Joshua Tree? I feel like Caitlin and I didn't get into it that much, dude, but we do go at it.
I didn't mean you two, even though I have seen the extreme love in the room between
Caitlin,
you
if you were
and
a man, I'd fuck you up, dude. I'd hit you. Like, if you were a man, you'd get hit.
But that's what's so weird when you have that, because it's like, I feel like I always wanted a brother or sibling or whatever to love, but then I watch everyone else who has a brother or sister, and I'm like, oh, it seems fucking miserable.
I wanted a brother to hit. That's what I fucking wanted. I wanted somebody I could smack around legally and not like immediately.
It wasn't you that I was talking about, though. We went on like a Disneyland trip or whatever, and it was just intense, and I was like, oh, this isn't fun. But when I went with my parents, it'd always be a good time. I don't have any memories of family vacations.
Shout out to Sheila and Greg. We love you. Yep. So it was just me and my parents, and we went to Big Bear. My mom wanted to go to Big Bear. My mom was somebody
like skiing, snowboarding?
No. We went during the summer. There was no snow.
Okay.
Big Bear during the summer is probably less exciting. I would never do skiing or snowboarding. Have you ever done that shit?
I have.
Ever?
Yeah, because I lived by Lake Tahoe, so I did snowboarding and snow skating. Snow skating is where it's almost like a skateboard deck. And I think I've brought this on the pod before, but you can do it in the snow. Like the bottom of it and stuff, it can take in water.
Did. You blew my fucking mind. Snow skates, and then it started popping up on my YouTube algorithm because fucking Big Brother is watching.
Yeah. But no, Big Bear, that's why I mentioned that, because most people go to Big Bear, they go there for the ski.
Correct.
I didn't know it was a summer place, to be honest.
It really isn't. I mean, they have a bunch. I mean, I'm being honest. It is. It is not.
Yeah.
They have a bunch, because like they essentially have a bunch of these little houses. Let's be honest. These things are fucking shacks, dude. These are not the most sturdy of structures. But if you're just trying to go up there, rent a little spot for the weekend, have a place to crash. The spot we got had a jacuzzi, go ski or whatever, cool.
Did it feel like summer campy kind of?
It did, honestly. There was like some Crystal Lake vibes up there, dude. I was worried that Jason was going to come and fucking hack us to pieces.
Just don't have sex out there, dude. You'll be fine.
I was with my parents. I wasn't fucking nobody, dude.
I was in the horror movie, dude. It's the people that always have sex, they die, you know?
Yeah, probably. That's what you get, you heathens. Keep it in your pants.
Yeah.
So we go out there. It's honestly kind of cool. They had a pretty awesome zoo. I love a good zoo, dude. Love wildlife.
Zoos
when
are
it's
cool.
Behind a cage and can't maul me.
Like, you've been to San Diego Zoo?
San Diego Zoo.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's dope.
You know, we went and did that. We're hanging out. My mother just likes to chill and read. She loves beautiful scenery. She's a person of simple creature comforts. And I'm like the same way. I like that. Being in nature is cool. So we have this spot. We're having kind of a chill weekend. The place has a jacuzzi. It's cooler up there because you're up in the mountains. The windy road to get up there was fucking miserable, and I'm like, oh
yeah, Lake Tahoe is like that. When you drive up, it's a lot of windies, and it's actually kind of scary because like there's some where there's no guardrail. And
correct, and you're like, I could just die right now. Like this is not good.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Of course, I'm going to use the jacuzzi, man. Like, we're not getting in the tub.
Dude,
if you have a tub, we're getting in the tub.
Used, dude, I love hot tubs.
We paid extra at the Airbnb in Joshua Tree just so we could turn on the hot tub. We
had a dedicated night to use it, and it was used. Yeah, I love a good hot tub.
So I'm in the jacuzzi. My mom comes out to sit on one of the patio chairs and read, and just to like hang out with me so we can talk. This massive raccoon. I don't know what the weight or size range is supposed to be.
This is nighttime, obviously. At this point,
no.
Right?
This was middle of the day.
You were. Wait, hold on. You're hot tubbing during summertime in the day?
I had a beer too. I was living my best motherfucking life, Derek. I was having a great time. I'm with my parents.
It's usually getting no pussy.
I'm going to zoos. We're having a good time.
Okay. I'm used to jacuzzi at night. It's a jacuzzi at night. That's the way I always think of a jacuzzi, not during the day and not during summertime, but you do you. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
I like to mix it up, okay? Don't be so fucking cliche.
But that's also crazy because I thought raccoons, and maybe I'm Tarantinoing this again, if they show up during the day, I think that's a good sign that they might have rabies because aren't they nocturnal animals? So if you see them during the day,
I mean, now it makes it even more terrifying what I'm about to tell you. So I don't recommend that you do this, but also I feel like we're outside the statute of limitations. I was breaking the law. I brought a firearm into California because I'm not going out into the wilderness without a fucking pistol to potentially
be in a horror
fend off
movie.
demons. Yeah. Okay? Yes. I wasn't trying to commit any crimes. I'm not affiliated with any gangs.
Yeah.
I was just trying to not die by a rabies raccoon. So I'm sitting in the tub, and I got the blicky on the edge of the tub with my bev. We're chilling. Mom's reading.
And where's the raccoon in relation to like where you are?
I'm here in the tub.
Okay.
Mom's on this side of the tub on a chair reading.
Yep.
Raccoon comes up on this side and it just crawls up the railing and it's fucking big, dude.
Is it moving too? Like coming at you aggressive?
Well, no,
like
it just kind of like crawled up and I'm looking at it and I'm just immediately like, hey, what are you up to? And it crawls up. I mean, these motherfuckers are limber. This one was a fatty. He was probably like the King Don of the raccoon tribe in that area because he was a big boy.
Did it look like he probably is used to like people feeding him, in all honesty? That's probably what he was looking for, is thinking you're going to give me food. Or did it look like it was like angry?
He gave me the same vibe that someone would give me if they were walking up to me in a black hoodie with a balaclava on with their hands in their pockets like, hey, I might stab you right now. That was the kind of vibe that this raccoon was putting off.
Well, yeah, then I can understand the gun grab then, dude. Yeah.
But also, I'm not going to have a raccoon attack my mother. This raccoon will die if it makes the wrong maneuver. So it gets up on top of the rail and it's just kind of sitting there and I'm holding it and I'm like, hey, get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And then I'm also like, what are the consequences of me firing off a shot in Big Bear, California, and how quickly will the police respond?
Yeah,
and now it's starting to look at me. My mom is clueless to what's going on. And then finally I'm like, hey, get the fuck out of here. Like, get out of here. And now I'm like pointing it at it, which is funny because animals have no comprehension of what you're pointing at them.
You're pointing at like it has some type of meaning, dude.
As far as he's concerned, he's like, oh, snack. Are you like pointing the way to some fucking
He's trying to scare him and
treats?
It's like, what the fuck is that?
And I'm like, get out of here. Now my mom looks at me and she's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, look at this big motherfucking raccoon. And it kind of like at me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to shoot the raccoon. She's like, no. I wanted to pop like a little death
like
pop in the air, but eventually he turned around and he left. Now, my mom was hilarious because she was like, hey, buddy. Hey, big fella, sun's going down. Like she was trying to sweet talk him to get him to go away.
Yeah, it's all funny.
But yeah, fortunately, we did not get attacked.
And I'm glad you didn't freaking smoke a freaking raccoon off the thing.
I would have fucking blown that raccoon away, dude. I would have had no. I would have gone to sleep.
If your mom wasn't there, would you have just been a different ending of that story?
Probably. Honestly, like,
mean, dude.
You're the one that fucking says thank you to robots. I don't do that shit.
I will always do that, dude.
If you're a raccoon, potentially with rabies because you're out during the daytime,
I think it's a thing.
You are dead. I will blow you away.
That's great, dude. Another episode down, man.
Okay, we are on 4th of July week. I just want to say right at the end again, be safe.
Yep.
Don't blow your fucking fingers off with a firework.
Correct.
Drink responsibly, drive safe, take care of your family.
Oh, and you know what? Do fireworks on our merch because you'd look sick.
Sure. Yeah. Buy the merch. Link right there. Bang. See you on the next one.
Later.
We'll see you on the next one. We'll see you on the next one.